Learn English with these breaking news stories. After each story, we will ask you follow-up questions. See how your answers compare to ours. Good luck.
Commitment can often waver, but there are rare individuals who stand out for their unwavering dedication. Meet Kevin Ford, the Burger King employee who became an overnight sensation for never missing a day of work in 27 years. His story resonates with millions, offering a powerful lesson in resilience, loyalty, and the ups and downs of life. Ford's tale isn't just about punctuality, it's about the uncharted territory of personal struggles and triumphs that lay beneath the surface. As the viral video of him receiving recognition from management for his remarkable achievement made its rounds, one might wonder, what does it really mean to be always there for your job? The journey that led Ford to this astonishing milestone was far from smooth sailing. At the pinnacle of his newfound fame, he candidly shared, "People don't realize what I was going through when all this happened to me." A candid revelation came to light: he was in the midst of a separation from his wife. "We're divorced now," he admitted, exposing a vulnerability that few anticipated. "But I was devastated. For my whole life, really, I was either with my wife or my kids. So this is the first time I was ever alone." Amidst the world celebration of his dedication, Ford was grappling with the aftermath of personal upheaval. The resilience that defined his work ethic was put to the test in his personal life, forcing him to confront solitude and change. It's a stark reminder that heroes of everyday life aren't impervious to struggles. They face hardships head-on, just like anyone else. The pivotal moment came in June 2022 when a video capturing Ford's touching reunion with his family went viral. A GoFundMe campaign to support him in the midst of these life changes skyrocketed to over $250,000. David Spade, an actor with his own share of life's ups and downs, stepped in with a $5,000 donation. Others contributed $27, a dollar for each year of Ford's dedicated service. The overwhelming response from strangers worldwide underscored the collective desire to rally behind someone who represented the unbreakable spirit that resides in all of us. Ford's journey opens up a broader conversation about the balance between work and personal life. It's easy to get lost in the grind, believing that showing up without fail is all that matters. But what about the emotional and mental toll? Could this relentless pursuit of a pristine attendance record lead to overlooking other crucial aspects of life? It's an intriguing paradox. Ford's commitment was his trademark, yet it masked the challenges he faced outside the restaurant's walls. How many birthdays did he miss? How many family gatherings? The allure of consistency can overshadow the importance of being present in our personal lives. Beyond the sensational headlines, Ford's story serves as a mirror to our own lives. Are we, too, dedicating ourselves to something while neglecting the things that truly matter? Are we chasing a version of success that blinds us to the richness of human connection and the inevitability of change? Kevin Ford's journey doesn't end with a viral video. It's an ongoing narrative of resilience and adaptation. Even amidst a tumultuous year, he continues to uphold his streak, showing up day after day at the familiar counter of his workplace. His story begs the question, what motivates him? Is it the routine, the camaraderie, or a deeper sense of purpose that drives him to defy the odds? Answer in 3, 2, 1. As we reflect on Ford's story, we're prompted to ponder our own lives. Are we striking the right balance between our commitments and personal well-being? Are we embracing change, or are we fixated on the comfort of familiarity? Ford's journey isn't just about showing up, it's about navigating life's twists and turns with unwavering dedication, even when the path isn't clear. In an age of fleeting attention spans and ever-changing priorities, Kevin Ford's legacy reminds us of the power of steadfastness. It encourages us to reconsider what we stand for and why we do what we do. Beyond the accolades and online fame, it's about living a life that echoes with purpose, resilience, and a commitment to being present, not only in our jobs but in every facet of our existence. So, as we applaud Kevin Ford's extraordinary feat, let's also take a moment to reflect on our own journeys. Are we showing up in the various roles we play, and are we embracing change with the same fortitude? In the end, it's not just about avoiding a sick day at work, it's about facing life's challenges with unwavering dedication, just like Kevin Ford, the man who showed us that being there for ourselves and our loved ones matters above all else. Now get ready to answer the questions. Question: Why did Kevin Ford become famous? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: Kevin Ford became famous because of his impressive dedication to his job at Burger King. He never missed a single day of work for 27 years, which is quite remarkable. This dedication caught the attention of people, and he went viral on the internet. He received recognition from management and even got gifts. The video of his emotional family reunion added to his fame. Question: how did Kevin Ford's personal life affect his viral story? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: Kevin Ford's personal life went through a tough time when he became famous. He was in the process of separating from his wife at that time, and they eventually got divorced. This personal struggle contrasts with his exceptional work dedication. The separation deeply affected him, especially since he had always been with his wife or kids. This was the first time he experienced being alone. Despite these challenges, he continued to work and maintain his streak. Question: what response did Kevin Ford receive from people after going viral? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: after going viral, Kevin Ford received an overwhelming response from people. A GoFundMe campaign was started to support him, which raised over $250,000. People from around the world donated, and even actor David Spade contributed $5,000. Many people donated $27, representing each year of his service. This showed how much people appreciated his dedication and resilience. Question: how does Kevin Ford's story highlight the balance between work and personal life? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: Kevin Ford's story brings attention to the balance between work and personal life. While his dedication to work is commendable, it was revealed that his personal life was undergoing significant changes. His divorce and the challenges he faced show that being devoted to a job might sometimes lead to neglecting personal matters. This serves as a reminder that achieving balance is crucial. Being consistently present at work shouldn't come at the cost of neglecting one's family and personal well-being. Question: what lessons can we learn from Kevin Ford's journey? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: Kevin Ford's journey offers valuable lessons. His dedication to work is inspiring, but it's equally important to manage personal struggles. The overwhelming response he received from people shows the power of collective support. His story prompts us to reflect on our own lives, ensuring we strike a balance between work commitments and personal life. Ford's example highlights that while routine and consistency matter, being there for loved ones and adapting to life's changes are equally vital components of a fulfilling life. Seagrass is a marine wonder that often flies under the radar, yet its impact on our oceans and climate is profound. Imagine a plant that provides a home for countless sea creatures, holds down the fort on the seafloor, takes the punch out of powerful waves, and even dials down the ocean's acidity. Well, it's no fairy tale, it's Posidonia oceanica, commonly known as seagrass. But here's the kicker: it does more than just that. Seagrass is like a stealthy carbon ninja, holding a whopping 35 times more carbon per little inch of its roots than those lush tropical rainforests we always hear about. And guess what? It's not rare, nor is it some fantastical creation. It's real, it's here, and it's happening right beneath the waves. The Med-Sea Foundation, stationed on the charming island of Sardinia in Italy, is all about turning the tide for our marine pals. Their mission? To restore the seagrass meadows that line their coasts, not just for their own shores, but for the entire planet's fight against climate change. They're planting a cool 1 million seagrass plants by 2050, spread out across a solid 19 square miles on the Sinise Peninsula. Now, that's what I call commitment. Now, let's talk numbers. Seagrass is like the unsung carbon hero of the sea, holding down a cool 1/10 of all the carbon stashed away in those watery depths. But, and here's the sad part, these underwater ecosystems are like fragile little glass ornaments. They're easily shattered by the careless moves we humans make. That's where the Med-Sea Foundation steps in with a master plan. They're not just playing matchmaker between seagrass and the seafloor. Nope, they're taking things up a notch. They're popping in anti-trawl barriers right alongside the seagrass. Imagine these as ocean bodyguards, blocks of stone or concrete that give trawl nets and anchors a hearty no-entry message. Poaching fish? Not on their watch. And guess what? It's not just a wild theory. These anti-trawl barriers have already worked wonders off the Tuscan coast, restoring fish populations and breathing life back into marine ecosystems. And get this, those barriers? They're made from Carrara marble. Yep, you read that right. They're turning fish saving into an art form, Tuscan style. But it's not all about fishy business. Seagrass isn't just a carbon-loving, fish-saving superhero. It's also a pro at keeping coastlines safe from raging waves. Think of it as nature's own shield against the wrath of the ocean. Plus, it's got some serious skills when it comes to building up the sandy bits that make those postcard-worthy beaches. 2 million tourists heading to Sardinia every year can't be wrong. Hold on, the story's not over. The MedSea Foundation isn't in this alone. They've got a team of supporters, each bringing their A-game to the marine saving party. The University of Exeter from the UK? Check. They're diving in to back the planting frenzy. And then there's Extreme E, an electric vehicle racing bunch, they're on board too. Oh, and not to forget the posh folks at Sotheby's Auctioneers, they're chipping in too. It's like a dream team, but for saving the oceans. Hold the phone, though. The Seagrass Chronicles aren't just unfolding in Sardinia. Other places are getting in on the action too. Wales? Yup, they're all about the seagrass restoration game. Virginia in the good ol' USA? They're not sitting this one out either. It's like a global symphony of seagrass saving, and everyone's got a seat in the orchestra. So, what's the bottom line? Seagrass isn't just some underwater decoration. It's a powerhouse of a plant, quietly shaping the fate of our oceans and our climate. And while it might seem like Sardinia's got it all covered, the truth is, this is a global challenge. It's about us, you, me, all of us coming together to give seagrass the love and protection it deserves. The next time you stroll along a sandy beach, take a moment to think about the seagrass. It might be waving its little leaves far beneath the waves, but its impact reaches all the way up to where we stand. Let's root for seagrass, the unsung hero of the sea, and make sure its story doesn't go untold. Now get ready to answer the questions. Question: what roles does seagrass play in marine ecosystems? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: seagrass is like a superhero for the ocean. It gives homes to many sea animals, calms down strong waves, and even helps control the ocean's sourness. Besides this, seagrass stores a lot of a thing called carbon, which is like air stuff that's not good for the sky. It's surprising, but seagrass holds more carbon than those rainforests we always hear about. Question: why is the MedSea Foundation planting seagrass in Sardinia? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the MedSea Foundation is planting seagrass to help the environment. They want to bring back the seagrass meadows that live near the coasts. By planting 1 million seagrass plants by 2050 on the Seagrass Peninsula in Sardinia, they aim to keep their own shores and the world safer from the effects of climate change. Question: how do anti-trawl barriers work, and where have they been successful? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: anti-trawl barriers are like ocean protectors. They're blocks made from heavy stuff like stone or concrete. These barriers keep away big fishing nets and heavy things that hurt the ocean. They have already worked well near Tuscany's coast, bringing back fish and helping the underwater world there. Question: what's the significance of seagrass for coastlines and beaches? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: seagrass isn't just about sea creatures, it helps keep beaches safe too. It stops strong waves from hitting the shore too hard. Also, it's a natural builder that makes the sand and sediment for beautiful beaches. This helps places like Sardinia, where millions of tourists come every year to enjoy the beaches. Question: why is the collaboration of different organizations and countries important for seagrass restoration? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: working together is super important for seagrass. The MedSea Foundation gets help from many places. The University of Exeter, an electric vehicle racing group called Extreme E, and even Sotheby's Auctioneers support them. Other countries like Wales and Virginia are also taking steps to help seagrass. It's like a big team effort to make sure seagrass gets the love and care it needs to thrive. For years now, folks have been talking about how US sunscreen just doesn't cut it. You know, when you compare it to what they've got in other parts of the world, it's like comparing a scooter to a sleek sports car. Congress thought about making things better almost a decade ago, but guess what? Not much has really changed since then. But hold on, because things might finally be shifting gear. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC as you might know her, isn't letting this slide. She's on a mission, and she's dragging Congress and the FDA into the spotlight. So, what's all the fuss about? Here's the deal, sunscreen in the US gets treated like a medicine by the FDA. But over in other countries, it's seen as more of a beauty thing, you know, like makeup. And that's where the trouble starts. The FDA has its rules, which are supposed to keep us safe, but they're also kind of putting a brake on things. They haven't given the green light to new sunscreen ingredients in more than 2 decades. Meanwhile, Europe's got over 30 different sunscreen filters, while we're stuck with just 14. And hey, Asia's got some pretty nifty products too. Have you ever noticed that those TikTok and Instagram skincare gurus are always raving about the latest and greatest overseas products? Yeah, they're not just doing it for the likes. Those products are a whole new level of cool that we're missing out on. And it's not just about looking good, it's about staying safe in the sun. Dermatologists are waving the caution flag, pointing out that our sunscreens are awesome at fending off UVB rays, but not so hot at protecting us from the potentially more harmful UVA rays. Yikes, right? AOC's not just talking the talk, she's walking the walk. She's joined the ranks of those who've given up on American sunscreens and turned to foreign options. Can you blame her? Those international sunscreens don't feel like a sticky mess on your skin. It's more like putting on some fancy moisturizer. Imagine that, a sunscreen that doesn't feel like one. She's got a point, though. Why should we have to walk around feeling all greased up when there are smoother options out there? The technology game has moved on, and other countries are rocking sunscreen that doesn't feel like a chore. Think about it, sunscreen that's like a friend rather than an annoying guest. Wouldn't that make us more likely to use it, even on those days when we're not hitting the beach? And what's the deal with the whole European and Asian products are superior thing? Is it just some kind of hype, or is there some real magic happening in those bottles? You might be wondering why this is such a big deal. Well, picture this, you're planning a day out in the sun. You grab your bottle of sunscreen, but the thought of putting on that gooey, white layer isn't exactly thrilling. Now, imagine if you had a sunscreen that was smooth and easy to apply. You'd probably be more eager to use it, right? And while we're at it, can we talk about how the sunscreens we're slathering on might not be as protective as we think? It's like thinking you're all covered, but there's still a gap in the armor. Let's break it down even more. See, European and Asian sunscreens are like those sleek, high-tech gadgets you can't help but drool over. They use some next-level ingredients that not only shield you from the sun but also feel amazing on your skin. It's like giving your skin a treat while protecting it from harm. Now, why aren't we getting a taste of that goodness right here? Amanda Mull gave this whole sunscreen situation a good think in 2022. And you know what she said? She pointed out that people across the pond and over in Asia are living the good life with their sunscreen. So, why are we missing out on something that should be a basic right? Are we just accepting less when we should be demanding better? It's like being served a burger without the toppings. Sure, it's a burger, but where's the flavor? Hold up, though. Not everyone's on the same page here. Some folks say we're actually going a little overboard with the whole sunscreen thing. They're like, hey, maybe we're slathering on more than we need. Could there be some truth to that? Is there a balance between soaking up the sun's rays and hiding from them completely? It's like trying to find the sweet spot between staying safe and actually enjoying the great outdoors. So, here's the bottom line, we've got a sunscreen situation that's been stuck in neutral for way too long. Congress had an idea, but it got lost somewhere along the way. AOC's shining a light on it again, and it's about time. We shouldn't be settling for less when the rest of the world is getting the good stuff. It's like driving a clunker when you could be cruising in style. So, let's get the conversation rolling. Shouldn't we all be able to enjoy sun protection that's not only effective but also feels fantastic on our skin? It's time to rev up the sunscreen game and finally put America back in the driver's seat. Remember, this isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good and staying safe. And hey, who wouldn't want a sunscreen that's as smooth as our favorite moisturizer? So, what do you say? Ready to demand some sunscreen upgrades? The sun's not waiting, and neither should we. Questions. Question: Why is there a push to improve sunscreen in the US? Answer: there's a strong effort to enhance sunscreen in the US because it's not as good as what other countries have. The quality of our sunscreen doesn't match up to theirs. AOC, a well-known leader, is making this a big deal. She's asking people to tell important leaders in Congress to take action. Sunscreen should protect us from the sun's rays, but the kind we have in the US isn't as great as what's available in other places. AOC wants better rules. Right now, our sunscreen doesn't have as many different types as in other countries. It's like we're missing out on the cool sunscreens that others use. This needs to change, and AOC wants everyone to talk about it. Question: how does the regulation of sunscreen in the US differ from that in other countries? Answer: the rules for sunscreen in the US are not the same as in other countries. Here, the FDA treats sunscreen like medicine. But in other places, it's seen more as something for beauty. This means the FDA has strict rules to keep people safe, but it also slows down progress. The FDA hasn't allowed new sunscreen ingredients for a long time, over 20 years. Meanwhile, other countries have way more options, like more than 30 types of sunscreen filters. This makes it hard for the US to keep up. Other places, especially in Europe and Asia, have sunscreens that are like magic. They're not just good at stopping one type of sun ray, but two kinds. So, while we're playing catch-up, they're enjoying better sun protection. Question: how does AOC feel about the current state of sunscreen in the US? Answer: AOC is really concerned about how sunscreen works in the US. She thinks it's time to make it better. She's not just talking about it, she's taking action. She's asking everyone to speak up and tell Congress to pay attention. AOC uses sunscreens from other countries herself. She finds them more comfortable and not sticky like the ones we have here. She believes that sunscreen should be like a friend, not a bother. AOC wants everyone to have sunscreen that feels good, protects well, and is easy to use. So, she's using her voice to bring this issue to the front and center. Question: why do some people think that US sunscreens need an upgrade? Answer: some people believe that the sunscreens in the US need to be improved because they're not as effective and pleasant as those in other countries. While American sunscreens are good at guarding against certain sun rays, they're not as skilled at protecting us from other potentially harmful rays. This makes them less reliable overall. People, including dermatologists, agree that sunscreen in the US doesn't feel as nice on the skin. This could be why some folks, like AOC, use sunscreens from other countries that feel better and offer better protection. The technology has improved, and US sunscreens need to catch up to keep our skin safe and comfortable. Question: do you think it's important for the US to improve its sunscreen regulations and products? Answer: in my opinion, it's really important for the US to step up its sunscreen game. The article shows that our sunscreens are falling behind those in other countries. With more and better options available elsewhere, it's not fair that we're missing out on these benefits. AOC's call to action seems justified, as we all deserve sunscreen that's both protective and pleasant to use. With more advanced ingredients and a wider range of choices, we can make sure our skin stays safe and healthy. It's time for the US to give its citizens the same high-quality sunscreens that people enjoy in other parts of the world. Hey there, neighbor. Did you know that a simple hello to the folks next door could actually make you feel better? It's true. Mr. Rogers knew what he was talking about when he said it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And now, backed by some fancy polling data, we've got the scoop on how being a good person might just lead to a happier you. So, let's dive right in. We're all about that Gallup National Health and Well-Being Index, and it's got something interesting to say. Saying hello to more than one neighbor has a cool connection to how you feel about yourself. Yep, you read that right. Saying hi can actually give your self-perception of well-being a boost. Now, don't get overwhelmed by those 5 dimensions: career, communal, physical, financial, and social well-being. It might sound like a mouthful, but here's the deal. Greeting a neighbor can lead to about a 2-point bump on a 0-100 scale, all the way up to the 6th neighbor. After that, though, the impact sort of fizzles out. So, maybe start practicing your hellos. Hold up, here's where it gets even more interesting. When we look at those well-being scores one by one, something pops out. The 6th neighbor seems to be the magic number for feeling good about your social and communal life. It's like a well-being peak right there. But when it comes to your finances, the climb doesn't stop at 6 hellos. Nope, it keeps going until the 11th neighborly greeting. Now, that's a surprising twist, right? So, who's doing all this friendly greeting, you might ask? Well, men seem to be a bit more into it than women. And guess what? If you've got kiddos under 18 running around your home, you're more likely to be a greeter too. Plus, if your household rakes in more than $120,000 a year, well, you're on the friendly side as well. Now, let's talk ages. Who's the most neighborly of them all? Turns out, those aged 40 to 65 plus are the ones giving out the most hellos. And get this, over 4,000 people got in on this neighborly action, with a whopping 27% of them greeting 5 or more neighbors in a single day. Now, that's some impressive door-to-door action. But what's the bigger picture here? According to Gallup and Meta's partnership, the US is a social interaction superstar. When compared to countries like Mexico, India, and France, we're rocking it in the neighbor greeting department. We're not just waving from across the street, we're actually interacting with the people who live nearby. Go us. But wait, there's more. Those hellos have even more perks. They're not just boosting your mood, they're also shaking hands with your career, physical health, and finances. Imagine actually liking what you do every day. Well, those hellos are linked to that. And that feeling of having the energy to tackle your to-do list? Yep, they've got a hand in that too. Plus, managing your money well? You guessed it, more hellos, more financial well-being. Now, here's a question, could all these connections be more complicated than they seem? Maybe it's not just about the greetings, but about how they're tied to your social and community well-being. It's like a chain reaction of good vibes spreading through all aspects of your life. Who would have thought a simple hello could have such a domino effect? Answer in 3, 2, 1. So, the next time you step outside and spot your neighbor watering their plants or walking their dog, why not give a friendly wave or a cheerful hello? It might just be the start of a well-being boost you didn't see coming. And remember, Mr. Rogers knew a thing or two about neighborhoods and how small acts of kindness can ripple through our lives. In the end, it's pretty clear, being a good neighbor is more than just a nice thing to do. It's a way to light up your life, one hello at a time. So go on, spread those good vibes and watch your well-being soar. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, after all. Now get ready to answer the questions. Question: how does saying hello to neighbors affect a person's well-being? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: saying hello to neighbors can actually have a positive impact on a person's well-being. The Gallup National Health and Well-Being Index found that greeting more than one neighbor can lead to an increase in self-perception of well-being. This means that people who exchange greetings with their neighbors tend to feel better about themselves. The increase in well-being is measured across different aspects of life like career, friendships, physical health, finances, and social connections. So, when you say hi to your neighbors, it's not just a simple greeting, it's like a little boost to how you feel about yourself and your life. Question: what happens when you say hello to your sixth neighbor? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: saying hello to your sixth neighbor seems to be a turning point in terms of well-being. According to the research, this is where people experience a peak in feelings of well-being, especially in relation to social and community aspects of life. It's like a moment when you feel particularly good about your interactions with friends and neighbors. However, when it comes to financial well-being, the positive impact of greetings keeps going even after the sixth neighbor. Greeting up to the 11th neighbor still leads to an increase in perception of financial well-being. So, the sixth neighbor mark is significant for social and communal aspects, but greetings continue to benefit financial well-being beyond that point. Question: what groups of people are more likely to greet their neighbors? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the research indicates that certain groups of people are more likely to greet their neighbors. Men tend to greet neighbors more often than women. Families with children under 18 in their household are also more likely to say hello. Moreover, individuals with a household income of over $120,000 per year tend to be more friendly with their neighbors. Additionally, people in the age group of 40 to 65 plus are the most common greeters, showing that age also plays a role in neighborly interactions. Overall, These factors contribute to a better understanding of who is more likely to engage in friendly greetings with neighbors. Question: how are social interactions and greetings connected to different aspects of well-being? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the research suggests that social interactions, like greetings, are strongly connected to various dimensions of well-being. It's intriguing to consider how a simple act of saying hi can have a cascading effect. These interactions seem to have a positive influence on career satisfaction, physical energy levels, and even money management skills. This insight challenges us to think about the interconnectedness of our emotional, professional, and financial lives. It's an eye-opener to see how something as small as a greeting can impact different areas of well-being. This raises the question of whether we should put more emphasis on fostering positive social interactions to enhance overall well-being. Question: how can saying hello to neighbors create a chain reaction of positive effects? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: saying hello to neighbors might be more powerful than we think. The idea that a simple greeting can create a chain reaction of positive effects is intriguing. Imagine a scenario where a friendly hi leads to better relationships with neighbors. These improved relationships might boost social and community well-being, influencing feelings of happiness and connectedness. Such positive feelings could then spill over into other aspects of life, like career satisfaction and money management. It's fascinating to consider the potential snowball effect of a single friendly gesture. This concept encourages us to be more mindful of the small actions we take, as they might have a more significant impact on our overall well-being than we realize. In a remarkable tribute to the renowned actor Harrison Ford, a recently discovered snake species has been officially named Tachymenoides harrisonfordi. This unique recognition comes not only for Ford's passionate stance on environmental conservation but also for a quirky connection to a certain adventurous archaeologist he portrayed in the Indiana Jones film series. Picture this: the remote Otishi Plateau in Peru, an area frequented by narco-traffickers, where German herpetologist Edgar Lair stumbled upon this intriguing serpent. The tale of its discovery reads like a scene straight out of Ford's classic movies. Otishi National Park, nestled high up in the Andes Mountains, remains one of the least explored grasslands on Earth. Accessible mainly by helicopter, this cocoon of nature's wonders often comes with an eerie moniker, the Cocaine Valley. Lair recounts the perilous journey marked by unnerving encounters with the lurking narco-traffickers. The danger became so palpable that Lair decided to conclude the expedition a week earlier than planned. "I carried a walkie-talkie so we could communicate if the team was separated," Lair recalled, his voice brimming with the intensity of the moment. "On the 9th day, I suddenly heard unfamiliar voices through the speaker. We were in an incredibly remote spot, so it was startling to realize that others were on the same radio frequency, Channel 8. And their shock was palpable, too. Imagine their alarm when they detected the ominous presence of a drone surveying their movements. Footprints materialized around their camp one dawn, and engine roars punctuated their endeavor at various intervals. Amidst discovering a new lizard species and a previously unmapped waterfall, they made a crucial decision: it was time to call it quits. A Peruvian Air Force helicopter whisked them away to safety. Their brave perseverance yielded an extraordinary reward: the official classification of Tachymenoides harrisonfordi. This snake, measuring about 16 inches long, finds its place within the colossal snake family Colubridae, primarily comprising non-venomous serpents. For a long stretch, Colubridae stood as a sort of catch-all category for snakes that didn't quite fit into the other major snake families. But thanks to the advancements in molecular phylogenetics, the family now boasts a more coherent structure with 8 distinct subfamilies. Now, let's take a closer look at this snake. Golden scales cascade along its body, forming a more concentrated presence near its head. This design serves as an excellent camouflage within its natural habitat. It's the embodiment of nature's artistry in action. While some biologists advocate against naming species after celebrities, Lair stands firm on the notion that protection follows recognition. Naming the species harrisonfordi amplifies its significance and the value of the perilous yet pristine ecosystem it calls home. This fascinating development raises intriguing questions about species recognition and the power of a name. Can naming a creature after a beloved figure truly bolster conservation efforts? Could this name draw attention to the delicate balance of our environment and the threats it faces? It's a reminder that every living entity, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, plays an indispensable role in the intricate tapestry of our planet. As we reflect on this unique tribute, we are prompted to ponder our own roles in preserving the natural world. How can we draw attention to the wonders that surround us? What actions can we take to protect the remote and undiscovered corners of our Earth? Just as Lair and his team embrace danger to bring this new species to light, how can we step out of our comfort zones to safeguard our environment? In this age of discovery, where technology continues to unveil the secrets of our planet, Tachymenoides harrisonfordi emerges as a symbol of both the unknown and the invaluable. It's a living testament to the potential for adventure and the importance of safeguarding the places that still elude our understanding. So, as we navigate the journey of conservation and exploration, let's remember the snake named after Harrison Ford, a reminder that each discovery, no matter how perilous the path, brings us closer to understanding the world around us and our role in its preservation. Now get ready to answer the questions. Question: why was the snake named Tachymenoides harrisonfordi? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the snake was named Tachymenoides harrisonfordi in honor of Harrison Ford. He's well known for caring about the environment and also played a character named Indiana Jones, who was an explorer. The snake's name is a way to appreciate his love for nature and his adventurous roles in movies. Question: what challenges did the scientist face during the expedition to find the new snake species? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the scientist encountered several challenges during the expedition. He was in a remote area in Peru, known for illegal drug activities. He had to deal with narco-traffickers who made the expedition dangerous. They even listened in on his walkie-talkie conversations. He also saw a drone watching them and heard unfamiliar voices on the radio. These difficulties prompted him to end the expedition earlier than planned. Question: what is the significance of the snake's name for its protection? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the snake's name, Tachymenoides harrisonfordi, helps draw attention to the species and its habitat. It's a way to make people aware of the snake's existence and the importance of preserving its environment. Naming species after well-known individuals can spark interest and concern for their well-being, leading to conservation efforts. In this case, the name not only honors Harrison Ford but also acts as a symbol to highlight the value of this species and its fragile habitat. Question: do you think naming species after famous people is a good idea? Why or why not? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Opinionated answer: naming species after famous people can be a good idea because it brings attention to lesser-known creatures and their habitats. It connects people's admiration for celebrities with environmental awareness. However, some might argue that it takes away from the scientific aspect of naming species. While it can increase awareness, it's essential to ensure that the focus remains on conservation rather than just the celebrity's fame. Question: how does the snake's appearance help it survive in its environment? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the snake's appearance plays a crucial role in its survival. With golden scales that resemble the colors of the ground, it can blend seamlessly into its surroundings. This camouflage makes it difficult for predators to spot the snake, allowing it to stay hidden and safe. This adaptation shows how nature equips animals with tools to protect themselves from danger and improve their chances of survival. In a daring move, UK and Swiss police joined forces to pull off a sting operation that's straight out of a movie plot. They cracked a criminal ring, recovered a priceless 15th-century Chinese vase, and brought justice to light. Let's dive into the details of this jaw-dropping escapade that reads like an action-packed thriller. The art heist that shook Geneva. Picture this: a Swiss museum of Far Eastern art in Geneva, in 2019. 3 precious items, including a Chinese vase from the Ming dynasty's Yongle period, vanished into thin air. Worth a staggering $2.5 million, this vase wasn't just a piece of art, it was history encapsulated in porcelain. The audacious theft left the authorities baffled. cops, thieves, and a hotel hideout. Fast forward to 2023, and the game changed. The Metropolitan Police Service teamed up with Swiss law enforcers to chase down the stolen vase. This wasn't your run-of-the-mill investigation, this was a full-blown international sting operation. Enter London's labyrinthine streets and a bustling hotel, the chosen stage for the showdown. Undercover officers, like characters from a spy movie, posed as interested buyers. The thieves took the bait, and soon the first suspect was in cuffs. A London court recently handed down guilty verdicts for 2 men involved in the gang's attempt to sell the stolen treasure. Museum heist or Hollywood script? But here's the kicker, it doesn't end there. A third man had already pleaded guilty to similar charges earlier that year. 2 more suspects were caught in London and await their trial in Switzerland. All 5 of these individuals hail from southeast London, a web of criminals intricately connected. More than just a vase. This saga isn't just about a missing vase, it's about international collaboration, tenacious detectives, and the lengths people will go to for stolen antiquities. Detective Chief Inspector Matt Webb from the Met's Specialist Crime Unit summed it up, saying, "The organized crime group involved in this offending believed they could commit significant offenses internationally and that there would be no comeback. But comebacks there were. This operation underlines the power of cross-border partnerships between law enforcement agencies and the value of working beyond national boundaries. The belief in escaping consequences hit a brick wall, reminding everyone that crime's reach is only limited by the reach of the law." Following the art trail. So, how did this incredible sting operation unfold? It all started with a tip-off from an auction house. Imagine a simple email request for a valuation turning into an unraveling thread that led to the crook's undoing. The keen eye of law enforcement took this thread and spun a web of undercover negotiations. The bait? A cool $573,000 offer for the stolen vase. The scene was set at a central London hotel. The script was written, and the protagonists were ready. But this wasn't just any story, it was a real-life operation with high stakes. The culmination was the arrest of the first suspect, a moment that sent shockwaves through the criminal underworld. The hunt for the missing wine cup. While the vase was recovered, another item remains elusive. A Dotsai-style wine cup with chicken decorations, snatched from the same museum, is still at large. The authorities have offered a reward of $12,734 for any information that leads to its recovery. It's like a puzzle piece waiting to be found, completing the picture of justice. The dark underbelly of antiquities. The story of stolen Chinese antiquities isn't new. The allure of these treasures has spawned a shadowy world of thieves and black markets. The case isn't isolated either, it's just one chapter in a book full of high-profile art heists. Back in 2012, British museums and auction houses fell victim to a spree of thefts that netted criminals jade bowls, figurines, and other artifacts worth millions. So, what drives these thieves? Is it the thrill of a high-stakes burglary, the allure of quick riches, or the intoxicating dance with the law? The answer lies somewhere in this murky realm where history meets crime, and law enforcement stands as the last line of defense. Closing thoughts. The recovery of the Ming vase is more than a news story, it's a testament to human determination and cooperation. The intricate dance between thieves and law enforcement plays out on the global stage, and each twist and turn leaves us spellbound. The questions linger. What motivates criminals to steal pieces of history? How do they think they can evade justice? And will the missing wine cup ever find its way back home? Answer in 3, 2, 1. In this real-life drama, London and Swiss police stepped up as the heroes, bringing the vase's journey full circle. The curtain might have closed on this act, but the echoes of this tale will resonate as a reminder that crime might run fast, but justice runs faster. Now get ready to answer the questions. Question: what valuable item did the police recover, and why was it significant? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the police successfully recovered a precious 15th-century Chinese vase, which was stolen from a Swiss museum. This vase, dating back to the Yongle period of the Ming dynasty, held great historical and cultural importance. It wasn't just about its financial value of around $2.5 million, but also about preserving a piece of history. The vase was one of 3 items stolen from the Museum of Far Eastern Art in Geneva in 2019. Its recovery marked a significant victory against international theft and showcased the successful collaboration between UK and Swiss law enforcement agencies. Question: how did the police manage to catch the thieves responsible for the stolen vase? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the police used a clever sting operation to apprehend the thieves. Working together from different countries, they posed as interested buyers of the stolen vase. Undercover officers communicated with the thieves, offering a substantial sum of money for the vase. They agreed to meet at a London hotel to complete the deal. This operation was a remarkable success as it allowed the police to arrest the first suspect on the spot. Later, in a London court, 2 other individuals were found guilty of charges related to their involvement in the gang's attempt to sell the stolen vase. This joint effort demonstrates the power of international collaboration in law enforcement. Question: why did the police offer a reward for information about the missing wine cup? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the police offered a reward of $12,734 for any information leading to the recovery of a Dotsai-style wine cup with chicken decorations. This cup was part of the same theft that targeted the Museum of Far Eastern Art in Geneva. Despite recovering the vase, the cup remained elusive. The reward was a strategy to encourage individuals who might have knowledge about the cup's whereabouts to come forward. This cup is a vital piece of evidence in the case against the thieves, and its recovery would provide closure to the museum and justice to the crime. Question: in your view, what lesson does this story teach about the consequences of international crime? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: this story highlights the harsh reality that international criminals can't escape justice forever. The successful operation to recover the stolen vase shows that law enforcement agencies from different countries can work together effectively. Criminals might think they can evade consequences, but this story demonstrates that organized crime groups can be taken down through collaboration and dedication. International boundaries don't shield them from the reach of the law. The case reminds us that working together, sharing information, and having strong relations with law enforcement partners are key factors in tackling transnational crime. Question: why do you think thieves target valuable artifacts like Chinese antiquities, despite the risks involved? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: thieves are likely drawn to valuable artifacts like Chinese antiquities due to their allure and potential for quick financial gain. These items have historical and cultural significance, making them sought after by collectors and buyers around the world. The high value attached to such artifacts, as seen with the Ming vase in this story, can be tempting for criminals seeking fast riches. Despite the risks and potential legal consequences, some thieves might be enticed by the challenge and excitement of orchestrating high-stakes heists. This trend underscores the importance of global efforts to protect cultural heritage and prevent the illegal trade of valuable artifacts. Equal pay in women's soccer has been a fiery issue for quite a while now, and the head honcho of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, has stepped into the conversation with a perspective that's raising eyebrows. Speaking at the FIFA Women's Football Convention ahead of the much-anticipated World Cup final match between Spain and England, Infantino had some words to say, words that some fans are finding a bit hard to swallow. Infantino, with a backdrop of the game in New Zealand, voiced that women hold the cards to change, but he threw in a curveball, saying they've got to pick the right battles. That's not all, he added, pick the right fights. You have the power to get us guys to understand what we need to do and what we don't need to do. Just get it done. He threw in a dash of optimism, saying, with us men, with FIFA, you'll find open doors. Just give them a nudge. They're open. And while he's on the topic, Infantino made it clear that achieving equal pay in big tournaments wouldn't exactly be the grand solution everyone thinks it might be. He labeled it as a symbol, one that might not truly fix anything. Numbers don't lie, and here's one to chew on. The pot for the upcoming match is $110 million, a far cry from the hefty $440 million for the Men's World Cup back in 2022. Infantino's take? Sure, we're aiming for equality, but let's make it genuine, not just for show, he declared. Fans didn't hesitate to serve up their thoughts on Infantino's candid remarks. One tweet didn't mince words, telling them to pick the right fight. Can we time travel this guy back to the 18th century where he might actually fit in? Another tweet questioned, why should women be the ones convincing men? Aren't the guys smart enough to see what's up? And if not, why should they call the shots? And about those pushing doors, shouldn't men be holding them wide open? Ada Hegerberg, a star player from Norway who's taken home the Ballon d'Or for her exceptional play, didn't hold back her sarcasm, asking, preparing a little presentation to convince the gents. Who's on board? Infantino also patted himself on the back, boasting about FIFA's decision to up the game from 24 women's teams in the 2019 World Cup to this year's 32, as reported by ESPN. Infantino clapped back at the critics, sharing, the usual suspects were saying it wouldn't work. The skill levels are way apart. We'll see scores like 15-0. It's bad news for women's football. But, I'm sorry, FIFA got it right. Just as it's been happening quite a lot recently, FIFA nailed it once again. Amidst all the chatter about women's pay, The Guardian spilled the tea that Australian police gave FIFA's request for a security escort for Infantino the cold shoulder. This type of VIP treatment is usually reserved for top dogs and foreign big shots, but down under, they had a different take. New South Wales police agreed to tag along with one vehicle on game days, but guess what? FIFA's got to foot the bill. Read more FIFA stories. So, where does this leave us? Infantino's words might be getting mixed reviews, but it's shining a glaring spotlight on the broader issue. Should women need to jump through hoops to convince men? Is equal pay just a shiny badge without any real change underneath? And why isn't the pathway to equality as straightforward as it should be? Sure, there's talk of progress. FIFA is boasting about expanding the playing field for women, making it bigger and bolder. But is that really enough? When the numbers tell a tale of inequality, can we just let symbolism do the talking? The World Cup, whether it's for men or women, is about more than just a game. It's about showcasing skill, dedication, and passion on a global stage. And when the same stage throws a spotlight on paychecks, it's hard to ignore the elephant in the room. Infantino might be urging women to pick the right battles, but maybe the bigger battle is ensuring a fair field, where everyone gets a slice of the pie they so rightly deserve. As the excitement builds for the World Cup final showdown, there's an underlying tension. It's not just about the goals on the field, it's about scoring a goal for equality, for women who have shown time and again that they're just as much a force to be reckoned with. The ball is in play, both on the pitch and off. Infantino's words might be the catalyst for a bigger conversation, one that doesn't shy away from the uncomfortable questions. The ultimate goal? Not just winning the cup, but reshaping the narrative for women in soccer, so they're not just playing the game, but winning the fight for fairness, respect, and recognition. Now get ready to answer the questions. Question: what did Gianni Infantino, the FIFA chief, say about equal pay for women and men in soccer? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: Gianni Infantino, the head of FIFA, spoke about giving the same amount of money to both women and men who play soccer. He mentioned this at a big meeting before the final match for girls' soccer. He told girls that they have the ability to make changes, but they need to pick the right challenges. He said, girls have the power to make us men do what's right. He also said that there are opportunities waiting for them, and they just need to push a little to make them happen. Question: what is Gianni Infantino's view on achieving equal pay for big soccer tournaments? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: Gianni Infantino mentioned that having the same amount of money for big tournaments might not solve all the issues. He called it a symbol that might not really fix everything. He compared the money for the girls' final match, which is $110 million, to the boys' match, which has $440 million. He wants to see real fairness and not just something that looks fair on the surface. Question: how did people respond to Gianni Infantino's comments on equal pay? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: people had different opinions about what Gianni Infantino said. Some people didn't like his words. One person even suggested sending him back to the past if he thinks that way. Another person questioned why girls should have to ask boys for equality. A famous soccer player, Ada Hegerberg, sarcastically mentioned making a presentation to convince boys. However, there were also those who agreed with Infantino and praised FIFA's efforts to increase the number of girls' teams in the World Cup. Question: What is the significance of the pot difference between the girls' and boys' World Cup matches? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the difference in the amount of money for the girls' final match and the boys' match highlights the inequality in pay. The girls' match has a pot of $110 million, while the boys' match has a much larger pot of $440 million. Gianni Infantino emphasized that this gap needs to be addressed to achieve true equality. He wants the focus to be on genuine fairness rather than just a symbolic gesture. Question: do you agree with Gianni Infantino's suggestion that women need to convince men about equal pay? Why or why not? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: personally, I don't agree with Gianni Infantino's suggestion. Equal pay should be a given, and women shouldn't have to convince men about something that is inherently fair. Men and women should both understand the importance of equality without needing persuasion. Everyone should be treated equally regardless of their gender. Women should not be burdened with the responsibility of convincing men. Instead, society as a whole should work towards creating a more equitable environment. In recent weeks, the vibe about the economy has been changing, and it's leaning towards the sunnier side. We're going to break down what's happening in simple terms, so you're in the loop. First up, inflation. It's like the cost of living's cranky cousin, but guess what? It's been taking a chill pill. Prices aren't shooting up like they used to. That means your money might stretch a bit further. How's that affecting your day-to-day decisions? Now, jobs. The job market's doing its thing, but it's not going turbo. The growth in job opportunities is steady, which is good news. Too much growth too fast could lead to job market burnout. Are you noticing more job listings or maybe thinking of making a career switch? Here's the cool part: wages are hiking up faster than prices. That basically means the money you're bringing in is growing, and it's not getting eaten up by skyrocketing prices. Is that raise or that overtime pay making a noticeable difference for you? Now, let's talk about the economy as a whole. It's like a car on a nice, smooth road. It's cruising, but it's not speeding like a maniac. The economy's in a sweet spot, keeping everyone hopeful, but not triggering alarms about things getting too heated. How's this overall vibe impacting your financial choices? The big question: is a dreaded recession knocking at the door? Well, recent signs suggest that the chances of a recession crashing the party are slimmer than a smartphone these days. With the way things are rolling, the risk of a recession messing with your job and salary seems lower than it has in a while. Are you breathing a sigh of relief about the job security situation? Answer in 3, 2, 1. It's time for a little comparison. Think about a roller coaster. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, but right now, it's on a steady climb. The economy's sort of like that roller coaster. It's on the up, but it's not going berserk. How's this steady climb influencing your thoughts on money and spending? Take a moment to think about what's going on. The economy isn't a monolith, it's a dance of numbers, policies, and market forces. Right now, it's a bit like Goldilocks porridge, not too hot, not too cold. Are you feeling the effects of this just right situation in your wallet? Let's wrap this up. Optimism is making a comeback in the economic scene. It's like the sun peeking out after a stormy day. Inflation's down, jobs are growing at a steady pace, wages are outpacing prices, and the economy's riding a balanced wave. The thought of a recession seems to be taking a back seat for now. So, where do you fit into this picture? Are you a job seeker, a wage earner, or just someone who's keeping an eye on the money game? How are these economic shifts shaping your decisions about saving, spending, or even switching careers? Remember, the economy isn't just headlines and numbers, it's how you plan for tomorrow and live for today. Are you riding this wave of optimism or keeping a cautious eye on what's around the corner? It's your money, your job, your future. How's the positive economic outlook impacting you? Now get ready to answer the questions. Question: what is the current state of inflation, and how does it affect our money? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: currently, inflation, which means the increase in prices for things we buy, is not happening too quickly. Prices aren't going up too fast, and this is a good thing for our money. When inflation is low, our money can buy more things, and we don't need to worry about prices skyrocketing. This is good news for everyone because it means our purchasing power remains stable. With prices rising at a manageable pace, we can plan our spending and saving without the fear of our money losing its value. Question: how does the article describe the job market's growth, and why is it important that the growth isn't too rapid? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the job market is growing steadily, but not too quickly. This kind of growth is important because if jobs increase too fast, it can cause problems. When the job market overheats, it might lead to a situation where there are more jobs than people to fill them. This could result in job market burnout, where there's a shortage of skilled workers and companies struggle to find employees. So, the steady growth in job opportunities is positive. It ensures that people can find jobs without causing a rushed job market that might lead to imbalances and difficulties for both job seekers and employers. Question: how are wages related to prices, and what impact does this relationship have on our financial situation? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: wages, which are the money we earn from our jobs, are growing faster than prices. This means that even though prices might be increasing a little, our wages are increasing more. This relationship between wages and prices is great for us because it means we have more money to spend. Our earnings are keeping up with or even outpacing the rising costs of things. This extra money in our pockets allows us to cover our expenses without feeling the pinch of higher prices. It's like getting a raise that helps us keep up with the cost of living, which ultimately improves our financial situation. Question: how does the article suggest the overall economic situation is right now, and do you feel optimistic about these conditions? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: according to the article, the economy is in a good spot. It's like a car on a smooth road, moving well but not too fast. This balance is making people hopeful. Personally, I find these conditions encouraging. Knowing that inflation is low, jobs are growing at a steady pace, and wages are rising, I feel positive about the economic outlook. It's reassuring to think that there's stability in the job market and that the risk of a recession is lower. This could lead to better job security and financial well-being for many people. Question: how do you think the positive economic changes mentioned in the article might affect your spending and savings habits? Answer in 3, 2, 1. Answer: the positive economic changes mentioned in the article would definitely impact my spending and savings habits. With inflation under control and wages rising, I'd likely feel more confident about my financial situation. This might encourage me to spend a bit more, especially on things I've been holding off on. At the same time, the article's emphasis on job growth and stability would encourage me to save for the future. It's a great opportunity to put away some extra money for times when things might not be as rosy. Overall, these economic shifts would strike a balance between enjoying the present while also being prepared for what lies ahead.